Thank you, Truist, and thank you, Truist crowd here. We love that. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage for a special partner spotlight, the head of Consumer Branch Banking and Emerging Markets for Truist, Allison Robinson, and once again, the Operation Hope CEO, John O'Brien.
Okay, you Truist people. You Truist people pipe down.
That's not in their blood. They don't know how to do that.
So let me just say, I told Bill Rogers, the CEO of Truist, when you guys did this and you decided, first of all, I thought the name was ridiculous. I thought the color purple was pretty cool, but I never saw a bank with a purple color. So I'm like, you might fail. I didn't know what a Truist was. I never heard of it before. What, like a rock band that doesn't know what genre is. And I'm like, Bill, like you shouldn't freelance cool. Like, you need some help. Well, I was wrong about that. The name is cool as I don't know what. The color is cool. You walk by the branches, you never forget them. I take pictures of them now in cities, and I send the photos to Bill Rogers as the CEO. So I am impressed with your outside-the-box thinking and your purpose-driven mission and how all that stuff aligns. Before you say anything, let me just start by saying, if it wasn't for Bill Rogers, who couldn't be here today, he had a board meeting, the CEO and chairman, who was before this chairman of SunTrust. If it wasn't for him, none of us would be here today. Because I went to Bill, so for all the startup entrepreneurs watching this on stream, to Roland Martin and iHeart and CNBC and in our Operation Hope channel, or in the building or in the overflow rooms, I want you to hear this. You heard me say how I started Operation Hope, but there's been iterations along the way where I've had to reinvent myself and reimagine and have software upgrades. And during the global economic crisis, 2009, about 2011, one of my sponsors, I won't mention their name, canceled my contract for the 9 I had 9 Hope banking centers. They canceled the contract with no notice. It was a Friday afternoon. And I talked them into giving me 6 months of additional funding. It was these big boxes we did financial counseling. But I couldn't replicate it, I couldn't grow it. I knew the model wasn't sustainable, but somebody was writing me a check, so I was taking it. And I met with my team on a Friday afternoon, and I said, this is an opportunity to reimagine our model. And we met Saturday, and we found one of our locations where it was co-located. And I said, that's our model, close the other locations. And we had one location. I called Bill Rogers. I said, I want to try. I got approval from the regulators to allow me to come inside of a bank branch. First time a nonprofit had that approval in history. I called Bill Rogers. I said, I have a dream, I have a vision, let me walk you through it. He listened, he said, I'll try it, but I'm not gonna write you a check. You gotta trust me, I'll let you inside of my branches, I'll sponsor you, but you gotta let me do it my way and trust me, and if it works, we'll replicate it. So we did that for about 18 months, 2 years, and we produced results, and I went back to him for what I thought was go from 2 locations to maybe 15, 20 locations. And Allison, he said, how about 200? And then the merger happened between SunTrust and Truist. And once again, I'm wondering, am I gonna get blown out because there's a new management team? And we transitioned to Truist. And then you guys came back and said, we have 2,000 branches at Truist. How about you guys go in 50% of our branches? And I know right now we have 200 physical Hope Inside locations with multiple institutions, but I think we have 600 satellite locations so far with you. The goal is to be in half of your branches, to get the bank out of the no business, back into the yes business. Yeah. You guys made a $20 million commitment to Operation Hope a couple years ago to help us with a range of our work, including 1MBB, 1 Million Black Business Initiative. And recently, you guys donated a bank branch to us here in Georgia, where we're going to turn into a Hope Inside location. So we've got a long history, a long legacy. It's not a one-way conversation. We talk to you, you listen. You talk to us, we listen. And I really, in fact, you guys have put a brother on your management committee, Dante, who's now Chief Banking Officer.
He's been there for a while. He's been there for a while, doing great things.
He's been there for a while, but he's been Chief Banking Officer for a year or so, right?
So he is Chief Retail and Small Business Banking Officer, but he led our Chief Client Experience as well as digital in the past. So he's been at the center of the client experience and now just doing that in a bigger way in his current role.
So why is this important to you guys? Why, you don't, I mean, this is a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of passion. Why?
There's a couple things. First, I would start on behalf of Truist. Your purple tie looks fantastic. You said the color is crazy.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Facts. We're just stating facts. Here's why this is important. So when we think about creating Truist, which I think for all of us has been one of the most impactful pieces of our professional careers. And we started with our purpose, mission, and values. And the Truist purpose is to inspire and build better lives in communities.
Yeah.
And the word some is not in there. So we don't want to inspire and build better lives in some communities. We want to do it for all. Mm-hmm. And so when we think about how to bring impact, one of the ways that you have to do that is you've got to create trust.
Yep. And
you can create trust through two things. You can do it through touch. You can do it through the physical teammates, just like all of our amazing teammates that are here today. Yep. You can do it through technology, through all the digital opportunities. But you can also do it through impactful partnerships and thinking about scale a different way.
Yeah.
So we don't just see this as a place for us to, say, donate financially, which dollars do matter.
Yeah.
You have to have money to solve some of these problems. But we also think that this is a place where we can show, hey, we're willing to not just give the funds, but we're willing to deck a business model against it. So that's what's been different for us. Mm-hmm. When we started emerging markets, we said, hey, we're going to put the same resources against having people in the community focused on financial wellness with centers of influence.
Yep.
Because when communities do better, when individuals can avoid higher cost financial alternatives, when they can feel empowered that regardless of where they are on their financial journey, they can get to a better place with a trusted partner, that's what gets us excited every day. And so this is core to our business model. This isn't just a feel good. One of my personal phrases, I can't solve this with hugs. I need solutions. We need investment. But we also need to create that trust. And this is part of, we think, our equation for success in our partnership with Operation Hope is creating that trust in our communities.
So an aside, ladies, have you noticed something? She looked at me dead in my eyes. She hasn't blinked. She disagreed with me, tried to correct me on facts I know are right. But where did this yes I can, yes I am attitude come from? Where did this come from? Where's this thing that's inside your eyes?
So we can blame my parents for this. We're gonna blame John and Janet for this.
Good.
And I would tell you the short story of it is I have two best parents I think anyone could ever experience. My sister and I would joke all the time, even if like we got a notice that was like, hey, we mixed you all up. These aren't your actual parents. We said we'd keep them. We love them. They're amazing. But there were a couple of things that really made, I'd say, a big difference. My mother passed away when I was a teenager.
Oh, sorry to hear about that. She's been promoted.
Listen, she's looking down. Yeah. I've got a higher power watching out for me. But my father's presence and voice was very significant in my life. Yeah. And there were a couple things that he said. Number one, whatever you're asked to do it the best you can. Yeah. So if you're asked, hey, we need you to sweep the floor, sweep the heck out of that floor. Yeah. Do it the best that you have. Second thing he said was, don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do.
That's right.
Now, my only limitation, I played basketball. He said, you're never going to dunk that basketball. He said, I love you, you jump. We can't get that high. He said, but other than that, all the options are on the table for you. Facts, listen, I can't get vertical. It's okay. But the third piece was he also said, have your own money so you can make your own choices. So this was my father talking to his daughter.
That's right.
Very, very loud voice. And I think all of that culminated for me is say yes to things. If they seem scary, if they seem uncomfortable, if the path seems unclear, that's probably the next step you need to take.
That's right.
And I think so often we're looking for the path that is clear, and we know there's success at the end of it. And anything worthwhile is going to be a little scary.
That's right.
It's going to be a little uncomfortable. Yeah. And at some moment, you're going to say, oh, God, what have I done?
Yeah.
But you keep going. And I just think that fierceness was instilled in me, so I consider it a gift. And just not being afraid, just jumping in, because it could go wrong, but what if it goes really right?
Yeah, and I think it was my book, Love Leadership. I said that courage is nothing more than your faith reaching through your fear, displaying itself as action in your life.
That's exactly right.
We're all shaking in our boots.
Yep.
Do it anyway. I mean, a theme that you guys should have heard over and over again is just say yes. Just do it.
That's exactly right.
Don't let the perfect, my wife hates when I say this, don't let the perfect become the death of the good. Just do it. Done is better than perfect, right? Yes. Just get out there and try it. Like, try it and do a software upgrade as you go. Don't navel gaze, don't wait for perfect. Perfect will never come. And it's obviously worked for you, and whoever told you not to look somebody in their eyes and never blink, at least never, don't walk away from a challenge, did it right, if that was your parents. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to talk about, in our closing minutes, the power of this partnership in your mind. Why is it so important? Why is it so special? But I want you to do me a personal favor.
Sure.
I want you to do for some young Black or Latino girl what your parents did for you. I want you to commit in the next 2 years to mentor some little girl or girls, bring them into your office, sit them down, make them comfortable with that office building, comfortable with the 16th floor, comfortable with the computer, comfortable with a balance sheet, comfortable with an income statement, comfortable with being uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Show them that they can do anything that they want to do. Can you do that for me?
You have my commitment.
Okay.
100%.
Thank you.
100%. I love it.
Look at that. See? We'll talk about the Truist thing, but that was the most important thing today.
That's an easy yes.
Well, but people don't do it. Everyone needs to reach one and teach one. Love is work. Love is work.
Absolutely.
Non-love is laziness. Anti-love is evil.
Absolutely.
Evil exists, but it's very rare. Yeah. Most people are just lazy. Intellectually lazy, spiritually lazy, financially lazy, emotionally lazy. They don't want to do the work. They want somebody else to do it. No one's coming to save you. We're going to have to do that for ourselves. Yeah. And so everybody needs to get to work. Yeah. And I look at you and I look at somebody who's got your level of confidence and say, you can be put to work. You might just create the next Allison or the next Bill Rogers or Mrs. Rogers. But it won't happen unless you lean in. Tell us in the last couple of minutes, we're already over time, what is so special about this partnership? Why did you do it? And what do we look forward to in the future?
So the reason this partnership is so exciting, it's been how we've been able to transform it over the last 2 years. And part of this came up, we said, hey, we've got obviously this new brand. We're defining Truist. It was an interesting name at first. It rolls off the tongue now. I can't imagine it being called anything else. But we said, hey, if we're going to live our purpose, we need to help more people. We have to ensure that as individuals are coming into our branches and they're sitting across from one of our amazing bankers, if that person needs more shoulder-to-shoulder coaching and is earlier on in their financial journey and has had some bumps, we have somewhere to take them to say yes. Yeah. And so when our leadership team, many of them who are here today, along with some people on your team that I love, Mary Ayersom and Lance Triggs, we had the opportunity literally, and this was virtual, this was in the height of COVID, we said, how can we expand this? And that's where we said, hey, let's look at community coverage. Let's find the geographies. And working with our analytics team, Jeff Gormley, who's on our team, is here, helped us figure out, hey, where are the places we're needed most? How can we scale one of the amazing Operation Hope coaches to reach more people? And you're going to do that in person, but sometimes you're also going to do that virtually. And what that means today is that we've been able to help more people in the last 12 months than we've ever been able to. And what makes it so special is, to your original point, this is a model that you can replicate over and over and over again. Yep. And it helps people in their lives. If you have more financial choices, it affects your family, it affects your business. We've talked about generational wealth today and yesterday. It has to start somewhere, and we believe it can start between your Truist banker and your Operation Hope coach and the care that we can put into your financial journey.
And to get the bank, as a result of that, out of the no business. I'm sorry, I can't
Yes.
approve you for a home loan. I'm sorry, you don't have the right ratios, the right credit score, the right down payment. I'm sorry, no for home loan, no for a good mortgage, no for a good small business loan, no for consumer. I get you out of the no business and into the yes business
That's exactly right.
scale.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Allison Robinson.
So